Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I want to thank my patrons for the support that they have provided this channel over the last couple of months, and their support has given funds to be able to get the product that we are going to review today, which is the Mee Audio Planamic. Do greatly appreciate all the support, and if you would like to support the channel in some way, check out the links down below. There's all kinds of ways that you can help the channel out with support, whether it be PayPal, Patreon, Subscribestar, loaning gear, all kinds of things. Check out the links. There's also affiliate links down there also. So anyways, let's get on with the review. So the Mee Audio Planamic from Massdrop. Hi folks, Dave with dbstechtalk. And the Mee Audio Planamic is a collaboration with Massdrop and Mee Audio, and it has a very interesting driver. It is a planar dynamic mix. It's not hybrid, doesn't have two drivers in it. It's a single driver 10mm that has both planar, magnet, and dynamic diaphragms of some sort. I'll link down below so you can read more up on how it's done. But does this interesting technology work well together? That's what we're going to find out in today's review. So, it comes in this unique box. It's kind of a generic box. It looks like something a doctor would have in his office, which has gauze or something in it. It's kind of weird looking with the coloring and everything, but very minimalistic, which I actually like. It doesn't take up much space and gives me everything that I need. So, when you open it up, there is your simple minimalistic housing for all your gear, and then also there is some explanations of what is inside the driver. You get a nice carrying case which says Massdrop on it. It's like a faux leather, but it's really nice and sturdy, very durable. You get your IEMs that are housed in this little foam cushion. Take those out in a minute. And then you get a box that has ear tips in it. And it does feature some comply tips and also some silicones, and they just house right in there. Very nice and snug. Keeps them out of the way and very easy to store. You just put them right back in your little box and off you go. So the IEMs themselves we'll get to in a moment, because you also inside of your carrying case get two cables. So the first cable is a non-microphoned cable, and it has fairly stiff ear hooks, 2-pin design. They do say L and R on them. I don't know if we'll be able to see that on camera. Right there, L and R. And then they have a very small right there. So it's like a little step down, and I'm okay with it. I'm sorry, I said this was the non-mic'd. This is actually the mic'd version. And then you have the a little bit of Massdrop branding right there. Kind of hard to get it to focus on camera. It's a one button. Microphone works okay. I didn't really get any complaints whenever I was wearing it. Go into a nice chunky split. You do get a little chin slider which works and stays in place. And it's a very nice braided, like fabric type of feel. And then you go into a 90 with a 4-pole 3.5mm. And then the other cable is, this would be the non-mic'd version, and it's built the same way. Overall, the cables are very nice. They're a little bit on the stiff side, but they don't tangle and don't knot up. I do not have any issues with them in that way whatsoever. And here's the inside of your little carrying case. And you do get, if I can get them out, 2 very nice little shirt clips, which I did not use. IEMs themselves are quite small, but also big. It's kind of weird. They're not chunky. It's just how they're kind of shaped. So it's got quite the angle on them, and it's very ergonomic shell. And I really enjoy the way that it looks. I mean, it's very simple. It has the X for Massdrop on there. These are the blue, dark blue. They almost look black. They feel premium, very nice, shiny black, or blue, excuse me, plastic feel. They just feel durable, feel quality. I do not have any problems with the build at all. See if we can get the foam tip off here. They're very snug. Here we go. And so there is the, you can see the nozzle and the bore, 5mm. It's got a nice lip on it so you can get your tips on and they stay on nice and snug. And it's a very aggressive angle. I find that these are extremely comfy to wear. One little frustration, and that is with putting the cables on. So you determine which one is which. So this is left, and then you figure out which one's the left. And I'm going to try to focus in here. See right there, there's this little groove inside where the 2-pin goes in, and then you look on the 2-pin itself. Try to get it to focus here, and there's this very, there it is, small groove, and you have to match those up and get them in the hole, and it's extremely, I find it very hard and frustrating. You can't just pop these on. And they just, to me, they're just not very easy to get in place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video, attach my cables, and I'll be right back. Okay, hopefully you weren't waiting too long. It's just kind of a struggle to put on the cables. Once you get them in, no problems. They stay in place and do not have any issues. It's just a frustration trying to get them to fit in that hole. It's just kind of recessed deeply. But as you can see, they're slim but chunky. It's kind of odd. Very unique shape. But once you soften up your foam tips here and you put them in your ear, I find that they are just mega comfy for me. I have no comfort issues whatsoever. The foam fits perfect. I'm not normally a fan of comply tips, and these I love. They're just perfect for this headphone. It just works great, and they isolate extremely well. I find that when I turn the fan on here, it's very, very quiet. Probably 20% most volume. I can't hear people really talking. They sound very muffled and very distant. In fact, I can't hear my fan over my own voice. So these, with the foam tips, isolate extremely well. And I really enjoy that. And so I highly recommend foam tips with these, especially the complies that come with them. I find that they work extremely well. And I can wear these for hours on end. In fact, just before the review, I was listening and gathering some thoughts, and I lost track of time. I had them in for 2.5 hours straight. And my wife asked me, "Are you going to make a video?" So, yeah. Anyways, they are extremely comfortable, and I really enjoy them. How do they sound? The sound of the Planamic by Mee Audio is very interesting. You a Basshead, you will enjoy these very much. They have lots of big bass, fast bass, and very well textured bass. They have good sub bass impact, and they have a nice thump, very good slam, and really good dynamics, especially when driven properly. The mids are a little uneven, and then the treble is somewhat mellowed out. There is a little bit of a caveat there, though. So, bass. I truly love the bass on the Planamic by Mee Audio. It's big, it's fun, it's fast, it's full, it's slamtastic. There we go, make up a word. And it is just overall a great sounding bass. It has very good details and really good clarity, and it separates out instruments and isolates out, and you can tell where everything is, how it's moving across and through and from, and all kinds of good stuff. I really enjoy the bass. It reaches down, gives you that sub bass impact that you're looking for. These things are fantastic. They have a planar bass, if you want to call it that. It has a really, really nice bass that I truly enjoy. The mids. Mids are interesting. So the mids have a nice tone about them. They have a decent timbre about them. They sound fairly natural. The problem being is they're uneven. So from about the lower mids to the about 1.5, 2K, they sound really good. Very nice and even, full and natural. You get very good tones, male vocals and instruments and all kinds of things that reside in that area have very good texture to them and have a very nice, just natural, relaxed sound to them. They're a little bit on the warm side. As you go from about 2K to about 3.5K, there's a big rise, and it's a very peaky, and they become somewhat shouty. On some tracks, it will really come across very aggressively and assertive. And then right about 3.5K, they just drop. It's about probably somewhere between 12 and 15 dB drop. And then it goes to about 4K down at that level. About 4.5K, it'll rise up just a little bit, come back about halfway. So about 6 dB rise from there. And then it kind of evens out and goes through the treble. So the treble is a little bit less than that upper mid-range, lower treble region. And that causes some problems, especially with females and like woodwinds and some brass instruments and stuff. They just become assertive. And also, if you have a bad recording or you have a lot of harshness or a lot of graininess in your recording, these will really portray it, and it'll become very grating on the ears, and that can be fatiguing, especially at higher volumes. As far as the rest of the treble, it extends out nicely. You get really good details, very much nice clarity. It does lack a little bit of air to it and a little bit of shine and sparkle, but it's not offensive because these are a dark IEM and they're a laid back IEM. What they're intended for is chilled back, laid back, and they do that well. The only problem is that little area between about 2K and 4K, and if you're sensitive in that area, these are not for you. So Soundstage is quite impressive on these. I was really surprised at these. So the Soundstage is actually wider than normal. It's better than average, and I really enjoy the width that you get with it. But what they do really well, exceptionally well, is imaging and placement and isolation and separation within the soundstage. And you can have things just traveling around your head. You can have them whizzing around your head. You actually kind of somewhat get a 360 sound on these. Things can kind of move all around. You got really good depth and layering. I found that things are very well placed, and you can pick up very little nuances of where things are. They do get themselves in trouble just a little bit on busier tracks, especially bassier busy tracks, that things will kind of compact together a little bit and they'll lose a little bit of their separation. But for the most part, I was very happy with these, and I enjoyed them for gaming. They gave enough details and enough clarity in the trebles to give me that, but not to be grating and fatiguing. And they gave me the fun factor. Now, these would not be for competitive gaming, but for portable use and for what I use gaming for. I play off of my PlayStation 4 Pro, and I usually play something in the genres of sports, racing, and so I'm not looking for an expansive soundstage in the game. I'm not looking for a lot of shooting and things like that. I do play a few shooting games, some older stuff, Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5, and some Call of Duties every now and then, but very rarely. And these were okay for that, but again, I wouldn't use them for competitive gaming. As far as the microphone quality on the cable, I did use it on Discord chat, voice chat, telephone calls, some video calls, things like that. And people never really complained. They said that I sounded okay, and that I had adequate voice texture. Didn't sound like I was in a cave or anything of that sort. So the Mee Audio Planamic. Do I recommend it? Yes and no. If you're a basshead and you're looking for something fun with big slam and good isolation, and that can be used as a general overall any type of music, then yeah, these would work. You will get that bass as long as you can handle that upper mids rise around 2 to 4K. If you're sensitive in the 2 to 4K area, I wouldn't recommend these. If you're looking for a headphone that is neutral and uncolored, and it's going to give you all the details and all the clarity and have a linear soundstage, shy away from these. These are a fun can only, or excuse me, fun IEM only, and these are meant to be laid back and chill. They play well with most devices. I found that they do actually play better with an amplifier. So if you can power them, not with something, you don't need something insanely powerful, but a Oppo Ha2 or a Fio A5, even some of the dongles, Next Duo Link, and a advanced sound access port light or a Razer DAC amp, those type of dongles worked very well with this. They play really well with DAPs also, as long as you have enough, a decent amount of output power. The Planamic sounds great, but I actually preferred them on my THX AAA 788 and also the Geshelli Labs Enog 2. I'm sorry, the Archel 2, the Enog 2 Pro as the DAC. I really enjoyed it with those, and then the LCD, or not the LCD, the LCX. Man, I'm messing up my words really bad today. So the LCX, Cavelli LCX amp were the choices I really enjoyed that with, and that was with the SMSL SU8 as the DAC. So yeah, I recommend the Mee Audio Planamics for bass heads, and for people that like a light, laid-back, chill IEM with big bass, and don't mind a little bit aggressive upper mids. It's been Dave with DBS Tech Talk. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Speaking of next video, somewhere on the screen is a subscription link and notification bell. If you haven't already, please check those off. And then check out the links down below for links to Discord, Patreon, PayPal, Subscribestar, all the playlists, Deezer, Tidal, links to the products, all kinds of good stuff. If you want to see some of my affiliate links, there's links down to that. Just check out the links down below. This has been Dave with DBS Tech Talk. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next